Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Allie Tanner, and this is my husband, Jesse. I've been coming here for about a week and a half, and I already feel better than going to countless neurologists, other chiropractors. I've been on morphine for like 6 years of my life, and within, 5 visits, I already feel way better, and the light has come back in my life, and I feel great, so I can't wait. I actually have anxiety thinking about moving from here.
Oh, come on. You mean like haircut anxiety? Like
Yeah.
somebody leaving you,
Yes,
you know?
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, what happens if we have to move? Because it's literally life-changing.
And how did we arrive? How did you become, compromised with your health that you had to seek care with all these different specialists? And how long has this been going on?
I broke my shin open when I was jumping into the pool when I was 7, and it just started to progress over time. It wasn't until I was about 13 that it got really, really bad, and I was in the hospital a lot. I was in and out. I was seeing pain management doctors. I was having nerves burned. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I mean, at one point they even thought I was crazy because they just couldn't figure it out. But I started going to chiropractors, and I would feel a little bit better, but nothing really stuck. And then I found you, and
How did you come to find us? Jesse, were you part of that?
No, I'm just your chauffeur. I just drive around.
How did you find us? How did you end up here?
I Googled good, spinal decompression chiropractors in the area, and I got to your website, and I was looking through it, and I thought, hey, why not? I mean, I've seen so many others. I've spent so much money trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and I just felt like I needed to come here, and I did, and it was...
Allison, what was it that you found that we did differently?
I've had chiropractors do x-rays, but not the way that you did them. You went so in depth, and even when you saw things that didn't look right, you kept looking, and you showed it, and you talked about everything, and you went over every symptom I've ever had, and traced it back. You've talked to me about history, and I've had other chiropractors go, well, have you been in a car accident? But nobody thought to go back to childhood and when I was really little, because right when you asked me, it was like a light bulb. It was like, oh my God, you smacked your face into the concrete.
And more than once,
yeah,
right?
4 times.
So that may have an effect on how your head is screwed on.
Right? And even each time I see you, even though it's been, 5 times, you go through and you're not just getting into a routine of cracking me the same way. Each time is different, and you're actually trying to figure out, what's the best way to realign me. You're not just going, okay, hips, neck. It's okay, let's do your hips. Let's make sure they're right. If it's not staying, let's figure out a different way to make your hips go right. Let's figure out, what's going on in your neck, and if you make sure I leave with no pain.
Beautiful. And I also introduced you to the Atlas adjustment.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, I've never had that done before, ever. And I've seen probably, I want to say, maybe 15 different chiropractors in different cities and states. I've lived in Florida, I've lived in Texas, I lived in Vegas, I lived here, and nobody's ever done that, which is crazy. And it's literally life-changing. I mean, there's just... I have to have you see my mom when she's in town, because you will live. I told her, I was like, even if it's just one time, he will change her life.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm so happy that you're doing so much better so quickly.
Me too. I feel like I'm a lot nicer now. I feel like I was a little cranky all the time, but I feel like I'm starting to be myself again, because, I mean, to feel a constant headache and not feel well since you were 13 years old, that's a lot.
When we were in consultation, you told me that you've had a constant headache for how long?
For about 6-7 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found it quite challenging. I knew we had to find the cause of what was doing that.
Well, and like I said, I mean, I've had nerve burning that never stopped it. I've had, I was on morphine, and I would still get headaches, and that's why I was accused of being a drug addict, because they're like, there's no way that you'd still feel pain, but I did. So I stopped taking it, because I was like, don't accuse me of that if you're not gonna, if it's not helping me, I don't need it. So So.
Well, good. Let's continue,
Yeah.
and may these headaches subside forever.
I know. I feel great. I seriously do. I feel so good.
Thank you so much, Allison.
Yeah. No, thank you.